turkey. No, not that turkey, turkey. The centerpiece of the Thanksgiving table. Which kind of sucks because turkey has got to be one of the worst tasting birds out there. You got chicken, you got duck, you got... Okay, I guess those are the only two other birds that people really eat, but still, out of the 3 birds, turkey has to be at least worse than the other 2. There's all these recipes online that teach people how to cook a juicy turkey. Bullshit. You can't tell me that you've ever eaten a turkey that wasn't the driest substance scientifically known to mankind. I'm convinced that not a single family in the history of Thanksgiving has ever cooked a juicy turkey. It just doesn't exist, and you're not convincing me that it's possible. It's just an old kid's tale, just like the Pilgrims and just like everything else that existed before 1985. And like, okay, like it's dry, whatever, that's unavoidable. At least it tastes delicious, right? Right? Thanksgiving turkey is a thing that tastes the absolute worst for the amount of time and effort that people put into making it. I swear everyone has like a 30-step process to cooking their turkey. First, go to the local grocery store and rummage through the big ass bins filled with like 300 turkeys, defrost for 24 hours, and then remove the turkey neck, which they stuffed into the ass of the goddamn turkey for some heinous reason. Side note, why the fuck did they do that? Peel the skin away from the turkey so that now there's a gap between the skin and the actual bird. Then stuff your butter and spices between the skin and the actual meat. Brine the turkey in pickle juice for some reason. Then get out your meat needle injector. Side note, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? And inject your turkey with either the Moderna or the Pfizer booster to protect it against the latest variant. Tie the turkey legs together, then stuff it with your stuffing, preheat the oven to 325 and bake, while using a turkey baster every 30 minutes to moisten it up. You know you've gone too far when your kitchen looks less like an actual kitchen and more like the doctor's appointment from hell. And after all that, the turkey comes out of the oven, drier than sand, tasting like white bread seasoned with water. And it tastes like ass, but like everyone has to say that it's the most delicious thing they've ever had in their entire lives. Everyone sitting at that table, shoving that disgusting turkey down their throats, is trying as hard as they can to not be the asshole that ruined Thanksgiving this time. So, who'd y'all vote for? Like, what are they supposed to say?
The Rubik's Cube has been solved faster and faster every year since it came out, and it won't be long before they can solve it in negative time, enabling people to travel backwards in time.
Like, what are they supposed to say? Like, yeah, I know that you spent the past 36 hours breaking your back over this bird, and yeah, I've seen you spend 30 minutes shoving a goddamn needle into his ass, injecting it with God knows what, and another 3 hours squirting it with mysterious liquids using something that feels like it should only be reserved for use in a medical laboratory. But yeah, after all that hard work, your turkey still tastes like shit. Nah. That's why everyone is always like, oh my goodness, this turkey is lovely. Simply wonderful. Oh my, the herbs. Margaret, how did you get this to be so flavorful? You're gonna need to send me that recipe, Margaret. It is simply delightful. That's my best white aunt impression. Yeah, I know, I could have delivered it better. Maybe it would have helped to have one of those. But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments, oh, Kobe, actually, last year I made my family's Thanksgiving turkey and it was the juiciest and most flavorful thing that I've ever had. Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, dude. Was it really? Was it really? Or is that just what everyone told you? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's impossible. The turkeys out there in the wild just aren't staying hydrated enough to be juicy. Also, what are they eating? Like corn? Insects? Stuff like that? Yeah, maybe that's the issue. Maybe we gotta feed them like hot Cheetos or something and then they'll taste better. And don't tell me skill issue, just cook it better. Shut it, okay? I don't need to hear yapping from someone who's still scared to hold a knife, okay? I don't wanna hear sass from someone whose mommy and daddy still do their laundry, okay? Not a skill issue. I can cook. Okay.
I once seriously considered dropping out of school to study sushi because the head sushi chef at the Japanese restaurant that I worked at took a liking to me and wanted to mentor me in making sushi. Crazy time, but that's besides the point.
The point is that I can cook, okay? I can cook, and don't you dare tell me otherwise. Or else. But okay, whatever. The turkey isn't great, but it's fine because we have great, fantastic Thanksgiving sauces to elevate the flavor of the meat. Right? Right? I swear, whoever invented cranberry sauce had to have been playing some sick joke on his friends. Like, there's no other way. Like, I'm gonna bring the most vile thing to the Thanksgiving party and just watch the disgusted looks on people's faces when they take a bite. And then the people there took a bite and were like, oh my goodness, this sauce is lovely. And after that, nobody could speak up about how absolutely dog horse the cranberry sauce was. And so it just became a tradition from then on. Actually, low-key, anything with cranberries. Anything with cranberries is equivalent to taking a bite straight out of a lemon. Has anyone ever eaten a cranberry and enjoyed it? Let me know. Mashed potatoes. No notes here. These are actually probably the best thing at the dinner table. And that's saying a lot about the other foods because they're literally just mush goop with zero nutritional content whatsoever. They also happen to be the one single Thanksgiving dish that you don't cook in an oven. At least they're yummy. Okay, now we're moving on to the section of the Thanksgiving table that I like to call oven sides. And that's because to cook every single Thanksgiving side dish, you just throw it into the oven at 350 degrees, leave it in there for however long you feel like, and then take it out while you cook the next thing. That way, by the time Thanksgiving dinner is ready to be served, every single fucking dish that you made is cold, except for the one thing that you just took out of the oven. Oven sides include, but are not limited to, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, stuffing, sweet potato casserole, honey glazed Brussels sprouts, and corn pudding. You also got your pumpkin pie and your pecan pie, but those are less of oven dishes and more of go to the store and buy them the night before and then put them into the oven while everyone is eating dinner so that you can take them out of the oven when everyone's done and tell everyone that you made them yourself. Type of dishes. Anyways, oven sides. Let's start with green bean casserole. I'm not sure who invented this either, but let me tell you, green bean casserole is an unholy concoction of things that should have never been mixed together. For those of you who are lucky enough to never have tried it before, green bean casserole is literally 3 ingredients. 1 can of green beans, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 1 can of fried onions. In that ratio! Throw them together in a baking tray, shove that into the oven, whatever temperature, it doesn't matter. Don't even preheat the oven. You obviously didn't want to spend the time and energy to put together a well thought out and loving Thanksgiving meal, so why even bother? God, 3 cans. I imagine the first person to ever make this just being a hungover frat bro left alone at his frat house while the rest of his brothers are gone for the holiday, and he's just rummaging through his messy kitchen with dishes piled up to the top of the sink and 4 half-used cartons of oil next to the stove, and the last 3 things left in the cupboard are a can of green beans, a can of cream of mushroom soup, and a can of fried onions. And in that moment, he has a brilliant idea. Absolutely vile. Green bean casserole is on my list. You pull up to my Thanksgiving party with green bean casserole in your hands, and I'm taking it directly out of your hands as you walk in the door and putting it directly into the garbage. And also you're banned from my place. And also I'm filing a restraining order. I mean, like, how are y'all gonna bash on my cooking and then bring fucking green bean casserole to the Thanksgiving dinner? Fuck off. I can cook, okay? I can cook. The sushi chef told me that he started studying sushi when he was 18 years old, and every day he wishes that he started sooner. And that's why... Why do I keep talking about this? Anyways, with so many oven sides, I don't understand how people are supposed to cook a full Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I've always done potluck style, where there's always one guy who brings egg rolls, like a fucking dumbass. Either that, or we just do hot pot. But yeah, like, I don't understand how people are supposed to cook a full-ass Thanksgiving dinner with just one oven and like the 30 oven sides that you're supposed to make. The math just doesn't add up. You would need at least like 30 ovens. Stuffing, another oven side, and this one has a nonsense name. I don't know if people used to actually stuff the stuffing literally into the turkey's ass, or if they still do, but that seems a little yucky and wildly unnecessary. But I've only ever seen it done in a baking pan. Stuffing is just soggy, glorified croutons. It's no different than pouring water onto a pan full of croutons and microwaving it for 2 minutes. Mac and cheese. Okay, this one is actually pretty yummy. If you have the taste buds of a 3-year-old. Oh, you need to eat mac and cheese because your baby taste buds can't handle the sophisticated and elevated flavor of canned green beans mixed with cream of onion soup mixed with fried onions baked at 347 to perfection? Well, me neither, because I'm loading my plate up with the mac and cheese. I don't care if you use a proprietary blend of 35 different cheeses and macaroni handcrafted in the macaroni region of Italy, or fucking Kraft mac and cheese. On Thanksgiving, I'm eating that shit up. I don't care what you say about my taste. That shit is good. Does anyone feel like we have too many carbs already? No? That's normal? Okay, whatever you say. Sweet potato casserole, another low ingredient dish. Sweet potatoes, marshmallows, brown sugar, and butter. But unlike the previous low ingredient dish, whose name we shall no longer speak of, this shit is actually so fucking gas. Maybe it's my toddler brain craving baby food mush kicking in yet again, but somehow the marshmallows and the mashed sweet potatoes pair together perfectly. There has never been a better food pairing in the history of mankind. And the brown sugar pushes that shit to the fucking moon. If you've never tried this before, go look up a recipe right now and make it yourself. I promise you, this shit is life-changing. Honey glazed Brussels sprouts. Nothing much to say here. Just drizzle the honey on, add some olive oil, season it however the fuck you want. Salt, pepper, red wine vinegar, red wine if you're feeling a little crazy, if you're feeling a little naughty at the Thanksgiving dinner. Throw them in the oven at 350, take them out whenever you want. It doesn't fucking matter. They're undercooked. No one's gonna be able to fucking tell. You think people know how Brussels sprouts are supposed to taste? If they're burnt, just tell them they're supposed to be that way and boom, you're good. If you like Brussels sprouts, you'll like them. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, you won't like them. Oh, did you expect me to shit on these guys? Nah, I actually like Brussels sprouts. And these have the added benefit of being the only dish on this list that isn't just mush goop. And I'm convinced that everyone who hates Brussels sprouts only hates them because they have been the most demonized vegetable. What I'm saying is, you don't actually hate Brussels sprouts. You've just heard over your entire life people in the media saying, oh, Brussels sprouts are so gross, I hate them, I don't want to eat them. And because of that, because that has been bashed into your mind for so long, it ends up becoming what you actually think. Come on, dude. Think for yourself for once in your miserable life. Try them out and keep your mind open. They're not even bad. Okay, next, desserts. Okay, that's the end of the oven size section of this video, and now it's time for the good part, the desserts. Pumpkin pie, ass. Next. Just kidding. Pumpkin pie can be hit or miss. I feel like having pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving dinner is more for the vibes than for the actual enjoyment of the pumpkin pie itself. Like, I like the idea of pumpkin pie, but not the actual pumpkin pie. Does that make sense? Like, it's fun to eat pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving because pumpkins are fall vibes and Thanksgiving vibes, but the pumpkin pie itself is most likely ass. Pumpkin mush goop baby food on top of a pie crust. Pecan pie. Okay, this one, I have to admit, is actually so fucking good. It's also insanely sweet for absolutely no reason, but is this a southern thing? Well, if you've never tried a pecan pie, you need to get your hands on one right fucking now. Don't try and make it yourself. It'll be ass. Trust me, I don't care how good of a baker you are, it'll be ass. You have to get it from some random grandma in Texas. It doesn't matter who, a grandpa won't work, but as long as it's a grandma and that grandma is in Texas, the pecan pie will be the greatest thing you've ever fucking tasted in your entire miserable goddamn life. I'm not even kidding. It tastes so fucking good for something that sounds so fucking mid. If you're located in any other state, or I guess anywhere outside of the South, then you're out of luck. Get fucked, Ohio. Apple cider. You thought that I would forget the drinks, didn't you? Well, you're wrong. You've got to be so stupid to think that to believe that I would forget the drinks. I'm laughing at your stupidity. Oh, man. Forget the drinks. Ugh. You make me laugh. Every year you pick it up from the grocery store shelf because it looks delicious and because you're in a Thanksgiving mood, and apple cider feels like it would fit in perfectly. Wrong. As soon as you take that first sip, you know you made a huge mistake. Apple cider tastes like someone chopped down an apple tree, left it there for a month, and then harvested the apples and squeezed them into a bottle with their dirt-covered hands. It also happens to have that exact texture. You can feel the specks of dirt from the dirty hands with each sip that you take. Besides milk, apple cider might be the only beverage out there that tastes better when you add alcohol. Leftovers. You can't talk about Thanksgiving food without talking about the leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner. Thank God for the leftovers. If you play your cards right, your Thanksgiving leftovers can last you the entire month until you restock at Christmas dinner. The only problem is that they're only carbs and nothing else. So... This Thanksgiving, in the spirit of giving thanks, you can give me your thanks by typing "Thank you, Kobe" in the comments below. Please also give me your thanks by liking and subscribing. Also show me your thanks by Venmoing me $50. But I know that money can be tight, so $45 will work just fine. Or you could just watch this video right here. Okay, thank you for watching and have a fantastic Thanksgiving! Yay!